In the last 30 days, we spent over $350,000 in a single ad account and brought back over $1.3 million in sales. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how we did. What's going on, guys? It's Spencer here. If you're new to the channel, I run a growth-focused agency by the name of Easy Game Media, where we help multiple 6, 7, and 8-figure brands scale their sales profitably. And I laugh as obviously this is now an 8-figure case study that I'm bringing to you today. And I'm very excited to actually be able to showcase everything that went into this account and show you the exact strategies that we're using to actually deliver these kinds of results. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the account. All right, so as you can see, we're now looking inside the ad account of the last 30 days from November 1st to November 30th at the complete structure that we were using to actually spend a total of $367,000 and bring back over $1.3 million in total purchase conversion value and a total return on ad spend of 3.68. Now, of course, ad spend and CPA and return on ad spend are obviously the fancy metrics, but something that just absolutely blows my mind is the fact that we reached over 2.7 million individual people in the last 30 days alone. When you think about that, that is actually pretty well. Now, to give you some context of what the heck you're actually looking at our agency, we obviously have a naming scheme to make sure that we keep things organized. So I just want to focus in at the campaign level to explain exactly what you're looking at. So at our agency, we basically run 3 types of campaigns. And during BFCM, we actually run a 4th, which is lead gen, and I'll get to that in a second. But as you can see by the little CA code at the end of these 2 campaigns, we have separate campaigns for each and every single country that we're actually going to be running ads in. So for example, these 2 campaigns here, we're actually targeting people in Canada. These 3 campaigns here, we're only targeting people in the US. Now, if you haven't seen my video that talks about our 1 campaign strategy where we leverage dynamic creative tests to scale our clients further, I'd highly recommend to go check that out for a little bit more deep dive on what it actually looks like. But to keep this to the point, so you can see inside of this DCT campaign, we essentially launch new creative tests every single week for our clients, leveraging dynamic creative inside of Facebook. Now, by doing that and actually having our budget at the campaign level, we are giving Facebook the ability to choose where it wants to put budget and let Facebook essentially optimize everything for us. All we have to do is give the creatives to Facebook and Facebook does the rest. So inside of this main campaign, as you can see, we spent over $205,000 in this campaign. And on the ad set level, you can see that our winners campaign here, which again, inside of this winners ad set, all we have is all of our top winning ads as post IDs inside of this single ad set. We spent over $137,000 on this one ad set alone, which delivered a CPA of about $89, which for this client, the target is around $100, and generated over $450,000 in sales. Now, as you can see, there were some other DCTs that we launched during this week that we left running, and some of these DCTs also performed extremely well. DCT number 43 here, and if you're wondering why it's called DCT number 43, that means this is the 43rd creative test that we've launched in this campaign, and each creative test actually has 3 ads inside of it. In the last 9 months, we've tested around 120 different ads, which for this client in particular averages to around 10 to 15 ads per month. So again, if we go back to the campaign level, by giving Facebook a CBO budget, we're able to let it distribute the budget across all of the different ads that we provide it and let it do its job and optimize for the best conversions possible. Now, if we take a step back into the campaign level, you'll see that the Canadian campaign over here is basically the exact same setup. If I jump into here, you can see, again, we have a winners or champions ad set that is getting most of the spend and other DCTs that are also getting spent and doing pretty well. And then this is where things get a little bit different compared to our evergreen DCT campaign. During any kind of promo period like Black Friday or some kind of summer sale or whatever it may be, we actually launch what is called a promo campaign. And inside of this promo campaign is where we actually put all of our Black Friday creatives. On top of that, we also now go against our philosophy of just running completely broad, and we actually give Facebook some more specific audiences for this promo period. We run 3 types of audiences inside of these campaigns, and those 3 audiences are warm 60, which if we dive into the actual audience, you can see is Instagram engagers over the last 60 days, Facebook engagers over the last 60 days, video views of 95% or more over the last 60 days. And then inside of this ad set, we actually exclude anyone who's added to cart, initiated checkout, viewed content, or been to the website over the last 90 days. And the reason why we do that is because we also run what is called a Hot 90, which, as you can probably guess, is that audience that we're excluding from the Warm 60 ad set to target people who are a little bit deeper in the funnel. And then the third and final audience that we run is just going to be a wide open, broad audience. And inside of here, the only thing that we're doing is excluding people who had purchased in the last 30 days, just targeting wide open. I think in this instance, the only thing that we changed is the age from 25 to 65 plus, which it looks like my poor media buyer made a bit of a mistake on here. But as a whole, you can see in this campaign, we have the exact same setup where we're giving the budget to Facebook back at the campaign level and letting it choose where it wants to spend in order to get us the best returns. So again, because we were spending over $200,000 on our evergreen broad campaign, as you can imagine, our audience of Instagram engagers and add to carts and view content and everything else, we're pretty populated. So as you can see in this Black Friday campaign, Facebook actually put majority of spend towards those Instagram engagers audience, and then second, our broad audience, and then third, our Hot 90 kind of website visitor audience down here. Now, one thing that I want to clarify is that in this campaign, we are not using dynamic creative tests. All of the ads that are inside of these ad sets are custom Black Friday ads that we actually made for this specific client. Now, as much as I know it would be incredibly valuable to see the ads that we actually ran, all we did for this specific client when it came to Black Friday creatives was two things. One, general sales statics, where we just took an image of the product and slapped a save whatever % off. And two, we took our best performing ads from the DCT campaign and just put Black Friday, Cyber Monday banners on the top and updated the copy. That was it. Now, if we look back at the account, a lot of people might think, well, oh, if it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I've got to turn off all of my evergreen ads and I've got to focus strictly on all of my Black Friday stuff. That is absolutely the worst thing that you can do. As you can see, our evergreen campaign almost delivered double the amount of conversion value compared to our Black Friday specific promo campaign. Now, don't get me wrong, this Black Friday campaign absolutely crushed. If we actually change the date to Black Friday itself, you can see we spent about $40,000 this day, and actually majority of the spend was on the promo campaign itself. But with that said, as you can see, our evergreen campaign with absolutely zero language about Black Friday or Cyber Monday still spent over $16,000 and absolutely smashed it in regards to CPA and overall return on ad spend. There's one thing that I've learned about successful Facebook ad accounts. It's that they never turn off ads that are doing well. Just because you have some kind of sale or you think some campaign or some structure is going to perform better, if an ad is working, just leave it on, which is exactly what we did in this final campaign here, which I knew everybody probably had questions about. Oh, Spencer talks all about CBOs, and here he is running an ABO test. In this campaign here, we were actually split testing pages back in September and October. And because these ads in particular just continue to perform, we just left them running. Now, in this campaign specifically, we're actually A/B testing different pages. So for example, we were initially testing a new fall landing page versus the current landing page. And then we were also testing a new version of the homepage versus the current homepage. And both of these tests actually ended up winning. And so we then took that data and we applied it in some of our other ads that we launched in our evergreen campaign, but we still left these ads running because, as you can see, during this period, although they didn't have as much spend compared to the other two campaigns, they still generated over $70,000 at a ridiculous cost per acquisition and overall return. So again, when it comes to ad account management, if you have things that are working, just leave them running in the account. There's no reason to turn off ads that are making you money. That is absolutely everything that we did over the last 30 days to spend over $350,000 on ads and generate over $1 million in sales reported to Facebook. Now, I actually plan on doing a bit of a deeper dive case study and everything that went into helping this brand reach 8 figures. I just wanted to start with a quick and easy video today talking about the Facebook ad account in particular, as I know so many people want to see all this crazy complex strategy that goes into these high spending accounts. As you can see, the strategy is very simple. If we're to actually break it down into its core, we have 2 evergreen acquisition campaigns where we're testing new creatives and scaling our client's account. We have 2 promo or sales specific campaigns that we launched alongside those evergreen campaigns. And we had 1 single page testing campaign inside of here that we just left running in the background because it was delivering great results. The other 2 campaigns down here, as you can see, we were running a Halloween promo, and this is the exact same structure as the other promo campaigns. And then this campaign here was a lead generation campaign, which I'm probably going to need to film another video around to explain this strategy. But just to give you a high level overview, we essentially spent $1,300 to collect around 490 leads. And we were collecting these leads for our VIP offer that we launched for this client as an early Black Friday sale. And as you can see, even within that 7-day attribution window, we ended up seeing close to a 5x return on ad spend from that little exercise that we did to just collect a bunch of leads rather than going for a bunch of sales and conversions, although we were still able to do that for this client during a period of time where a lot of people aren't really buying in the market because they know Black Friday is right around the corner. So one final time, if you break it down entirely, there's one campaign per country for you to actually scale with your evergreen ads. And inside of that campaign, all we're doing is launching DCTs. And if any of those DCTs do well, we put them into the winner's ad set. And then we launch one promo campaign per country. And inside of there, we break up 3 audiences, add banners to our best performing ads, and create some very basic statics with an offer on it and let it absolutely rip. Now, one final thing that I want to call out is that this kind of success for a brand is not possible without a ton of work that is put in months prior to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. A lot of newer brands think that they can just slap Black Friday on some ads and run them for a week and, cash out. Now, although I'm sure there are some brands that get away with it, these kinds of results are only possible if you put in the work from January to November 23rd, basically the day before Black Friday, optimizing your store, finding winning creatives, doing the research to know what customers want, having a strong offer, and proving your brand as an authority in your space. All of the work that you put in to do those things will actually determine how far you can scale your account during the busiest time in all of retail. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this week's video. If you enjoyed, all I ask is you click the share button down below and send this to someone else who you also think could get value. And if you want to see more videos revolving around Shopify growth, I definitely encourage you to check out some of the other videos on my channel. As always, if you're a multiple 6 or 7-figure Shopify brand looking for the help of a growth-focused partner, I'd highly encourage you to book a time with us down below, and our team will actually put together a custom action plan for you to help make 2024 the best year yet. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this week's video, and I'll see you next week.